And welcome back to Dragon Ball Z What If? What if Chi-Chi kept training? Part 6. Last time we left off with Super starting. The big tail end of the beginning of Super. And as I mentioned, we're not getting a Resurrection F saga here. We're actually going into the Revenge of K, if you will. Revenge of King Cold. Because King Cold is in fact still out there in the galaxy in this version. Now, how would he eventually find his way to Earth? Because there's been no real way for Cold to find them at this point. Or he might even know about Earth, but he doesn't know that they're there. But because the universe is a big place, eventually word would get around that Frieza was killed, and the people who did it are, in fact, one second.
This story
are in fact on the planet Earth.
begins with a piece of
what the
trash
hell?
and ends
Go
with
away.
sustainable.
I had a video on in the background. And that they are the ones responsible for killing Frieza, and that they've grown very powerful. It's like, there can be more power. They were more powerful than my baby boy, but I will not let them. I will not. They will die. And so Cold goes to the planet. Now, Goku is out training with Beerus and Whis right now. He still goes with them. I would also say Vegeta does ultimately go out of his way to go and train with them, because he's the one probably more inclined to go and try to get stronger than Gohan is. Gohan is relatively content with his life, but he still trains and does all that. He just has, I don't think he has any interest in God Ki or learning how to use God Ki. Vegeta would, though. And so Goku and Vegeta still go out and train. This would lead for, King Cold's forces to invade Earth. And as they invade, the remaining Z fighters band together to try to stop them. Now, this actually, though, includes Chi-Chi, who, as I said, has been training this whole time. She never stopped training. I liken this to someone kind of like a Tien, who also never stopped training. At this point, she has gone stronger, and she will continue to get stronger. But the growth of the character has definitely been halted without any further boosts. But still, between that and Kaioken, between her base strength and Kaioken, she can more than take down any of the Frieza's or the cooler forces, or not cooler, but the cold forces. And you still get the general forces versus the general Z fighters, including 18, including Krillin. I think 18. When was 18 there? No, Krillin was there. Krillin actually left 18 to take care of their daughter, including Krillin, including Tien, including Roshi, and Gohan and Piccolo. But that is a big key difference here. Gohan and Piccolo are far stronger now than, particularly Gohan, are stronger now than they were in the canon. So when Cold shows up and declares who he is, they said, "You'll die just as your son did. And burnt to a crisp." I see. You're have quite the smart mouth on you, Namekian. But do you really think you can take me on? Truly take me on? And so Cold goes into his full form, which, according to Toriyama, would be roughly the same strength as Semi-Perfect Cell. Now, is Piccolo that strong? I'd be willing to bet he probably is, or at least semi-close to that. But Gohan definitely is stronger than that. And so, while he and Piccolo have a good fight for a while, it only comes down to, well, all right, enough of this. I can't beat you, and I know that. And it will take too long for me to try to beat you. So Gohan, he's all yours. And he's like, be careful, And he's like, I got this, Mom. So you're the son of the little I hear you're the son of the man who killed my baby boy. It's only proper I kill his. And he just tries to do a death beam and just go and just boom. And just again and again, just boo, 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 boo. And Gohan's only at Super Saiyan at this time. So Gohan just like, that's not going to happen. And then just comes in and just beats the living hell out of Cold and ultimately would kill Cold. Cold, by the way, I actually don't see as conniving and backhanded as Frieza. He's not honorable, at least not in the general sense of the term. He's probably more honorable than his son. I'll give him that. So Cold ultimately gets the shaft and is killed. So Goku and Vegeta don't even don't have to return. And so the invasion of the King Cold forces are, defeated, and they go off on their own. That leads us into the Universe 6 tournament, which would have Vegeta and Goku, would have Gohan, would have Piccolo, and would have Monaka. Goku would go first, as always. The Botama fight goes the same. Frost fight, same. The Piccolo fight, the same. And to the point where Vegeta wants go at him, and Piccolo decides whatever. And Vegeta beats the living crap out of him. And he gets some catharsis there. Then you get the Magerta fight, which would go down about the same. You'd get the Kaba fight, which would go down about the same again, because Vegeta's got Super Saiyan Blue. And then you get the Hit fight, which goes the same. Gohan would then step up, try his best, but fail, which goes to Goku, and the Goku fight goes the same. There's just really there's no real major change even with Gohan there. Which would then lead into the Goku Blackheart. Obviously, Xeno would show up, say, "Here, silly, I like silly things." And the Goku Black Arc. Honestly, no joke, the Goku Black Arc let me just stop and think real quick. Is there anything different about the Goku Black Arc? Because I'm racking my brain. I've been racking my brain since what really changes after a while? Not a lot. They maybe they learn about fusion for the first time here. So they would still probably turn into Vegito. Trunks would still get his super forms. They both have Super Saiyan Blue. Nothing would really change in this version, except that you have a stronger Gohan, at least by conventional senses, except he doesn't have the ultimate form. So yeah, there really wouldn't be any change to the Goku Black Arc. The big changes here, if any, would be to the Tournament of Power. You would have Goku Vegeta, okay. You'd have Gohan, you'd have Piccolo, you'd have Roshi Tien, you'd have Krillin, you'd have both the twins, 18 and 17. But here is where you'd have Chi-Chi, not Frieza, because Chi-Chi also has been training this whole time. She's still very much a formidable fighter. In fact, she's arguably stronger than Tien. She's arguably stronger than Krillin. So she is still very much a powerful individual, a very powerful member of the Z Fighters. Now, how does that change up the Tournament of Power? Well, it would change it up initially, not by a long shot, because I think Chi-Chi would be one of the people who wants to stay in a group until they decide to split up. That means it would take Universe 9 just a little bit longer to be defeated, but not by a much longer shot. So really, the only difference we have here is the fact that Chi-Chi, Gohan's not as strong as he was originally, and Chi-Chi is not Frieza level strength. And she's not Frieza in general. So the question is, how does Frieza not being there with Chi-Chi being there change things? Well, first off, Krillin doesn't get knocked out like a bitch from Frost. So that doesn't, well, actually, no, that might still happen. Because even though Frieza and him made a deal together, they don't, that doesn't change Frost's independent actions. So let's see here. That doesn't happen. I'm going through everything in my head right now about what changed. So that wouldn't change. Frieza being there doesn't change a lot. Honestly, I think Frost might get just taken down a lot quicker, because he just probably wouldn't be as strong as Gohan is. And maybe Gohan and Chi-Chi double team to take his ass out. Add on to the fact that Frieza is not, Chi-Chi is not a god level opponent like Frieza is. So the question's going to actually be, when does she get knocked out? Because it was the humans that got knocked out first, Tien, Roshi, and Krillin. I think Chi-Chi would last longer than all of them because she is stronger than all of them. Though arguably, we don't know how strong Roshi ultimately became. I'm sorry, I'm a little distracted by the TV there. So I think the next big change would have to be after the initial Goku and Jiren fight, where Chi-Chi is the one who gives him energy, and it's not like, oh, this reminds me, and I was like, Goku, hold on, she gives him, no, she doesn't give him a small bit of energy, she like gives him maybe like a good chunk of energy, because she knows she's not the strongest, they know that, and she knows particularly, he's arguably the best bet they have, so she maybe gives him like half of her energy, which tires her out a little bit, and she's already been fighting for a while, but she's like, you okay, I'll be okay, Chi-Chi, thanks, babe. It's like, now go out there, and I think at that point, she would get knocked out very soon. I think what you could see, though, is her and Goku tag teaming against Kale and Kefla. Kale and Kefla, yeah. Unfortunately, she isn't as strong as even base form of them, honestly. But she does have the Kaioken, which she's been working on for years. She probably can do what Goku does and do a Kaioken times 20, honestly. So she probably times 20 the Kaioken just to keep up with them. She's able to keep up with them, and she is a far superior actual martial artist than they are, just as Goku was. That's how he was able to deal with them as well as he did. And Goku is in a much better state recovery-wise, so they're actually able to keep them at a good distance and do some solid damage to them. Ultimately, though, Goku begs Chi-Chi to get out of the way as Kefla comes onto the field. Chi-Chi gives her position, that's not her life, but her position to save her husband as Goku eventually goes Ultra Instinct and beats them down. Which we should also add that that would put Kaba still in the tournament because Frieza's not there. He didn't play dirty with Kaba. So Kaba would still be in the tournament. I do think, though, he would eventually get knocked out either by Universe 4, or maybe he's around for the Ani-Raza thing. In fact, I could see that being a very key moment there where he actually helps out the Ani-Raza fight and ultimately gets knocked out, or the Ribrianne fight as well, because these giant powerhouses are a problem. So he ultimately gets knocked out and was the last member of their of Universe 6 before after the Namekians got knocked out. Other than that, though, that would leave us with this general same running: 17 Vegeta, Gohan, and Goku. Except there is no Frieza here, which is actually not a good thing. So you'd still get Vegeta and Goku against Jiren, Gohan against Dispo, and 17 against Toppo. Gohan would struggle immensely against Dispo. I'd argue he might actually lose against Dispo. If not, he'd be smart enough to maybe try to drag the fight towards Toppo and then have 17 maybe put like a dome or shield over them like he did with Jiren to cause the explosion to be contained. And if that's the case, maybe they are able to eke out a win, but that'd be pushing it. Even if they were ultimately able to eke out a win, they'd both be exhausted. Gohan might even have to sacrifice himself like he did last time. 17 is exhausted. It would still lead to the self-destruction of 17, the death of 17, the defeat of Vegeta, the ultimate Ultra Instinct fight with Goku and Jiren, and then, the knocking out of Goku, because there is no one to save his ass. 17 was hiding in the rubble. And so, what would happen here, ultimately? Would Jiren just completely wreck 17? Well, no, actually. Because 17 could still do the boom, blow himself up, and be okay, because we saw that's what happened. And then, not being an idiot, like dragging it like Frieza did, come in and just blast him out of the arena if he had to. So actually, believe it or not, 17 could still pull out the win and then wish the other universes back. So there's that. Now, then you'd get the Broly fight scenario. Would Broly even happen? No, because King Cold's gone and Frieza's gone. So there's really no reason for them to bring Broly into the picture, unfortunately. Yeah, I sped through this for two reasons. One, there wasn't a lot of detail we'd be able to get to anyway, and that would be much different than the original. And two, kind of just wanted to wrap it up as it was. But beyond that, there really isn't many details that we could go in that would be changed from Chi-Chi having to continue to train. But anyway, I digress. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I'll see you folks for the next one. And we'll start a new one on Saturday. Until then, thanks for watching. See you later.